finally at the shop. Today the goal is to get the engine stand up. The goal is to put this together and get the 2JZ on it, so then we can move it over here, so then we can remove, or not remove, but maybe start cleaning it up a bit. It still has the wiring harness. Definitely want to get rid of the 20s, the twin turbos, and some hoses, and again, clean it up. Oh, also remove the transmission because it was an automatic. The goal is to remove that on a 2JZ, so then it can go into this bad boy today. Well, not today, but eventually. Yeah. Engine onto the engine stand, so that we could work on removing the turbos and all of the other unnecessary stuff, so that we could get a clean engine block, so we can clean it up and proceed from there. So we took the tranny out, the converter got stuck on there, so we took that separately. One thing that I've learned, because I think you knew already, right? But we forgot to, is that you want to remove the torque converter from down here first. The bolts, remove the bolts from here, so that when you pull out the whole tranny, it comes out with the converter, with the torque converter, and then you're left with this. Alright, so as you guys can tell, the engine is sitting on the floor, and that's because the bolts for the transmission that mounts up to the back of the motor, so that it mounts up on the stand, are not long enough to reach the threads. So we can't mount it up. So we're just gonna do it on the ground for now, until we get the correct bolts mounted up into the stand. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna try to clean it up. It's really messy and dirty due to, its life that it's been through. Remove the belt so that we can remove the front components and work our way from the front to the back of the engine. left side of the engine and the front. We remove some of the components, the AC compressor, the alternator, the power steering pump, and on this side remove the intake, the bottom and the top part, gaskets removed, and the harness is also out of the way, which makes this thing really, really naked and it just looks better. We're gonna try to cover everything up, tape stuff up, power wash it, and perhaps paint it just so that we can get rid of this rust. Try to make it as clean as possible. We're gonna remove the turbo side tube. If you guys are interested in keeping up with how this comes out, 2JZ in the 350Z, just subscribe, like, do whatever you want. Put the little bell, notification bell, so you get notifications. If anybody near here in Connecticut needs something, hit me up. I have a whole bunch of parts that I'll let go for cheap. Don't need it. Send it.
I broke this law.